What up? What up, everybody? Welcome to the Grid and the Grind Show. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully, everyone's having a great week. Everyone's getting over the hump or getting ready to transition and hit the downward swing into another solid weekend. Tonight's show being brought to you by the Mental Game Performance Coaching, the best mental performance coaching on the planet. Go to tmgperformancecoaching.com. Sign up for a free game planning session and see how our mental game coaches can help you unlock the athlete that you are meant to be. Jesus One Apparel. Go to JesusOneApparel.com. Enter IOTB20 for 20% off your order. Chinook seeds, the best sunflower seeds in the game. 8 flavors, mild to wild. I'm telling you, barbecue, smokehouse barbecue, cinnamon toast. Take the mix, and you won't be disappointed. It is, college baseball season has come to an end, and now that it's over, that doesn't mean that it's not time to enjoy more sunflower seeds. It's the summer. It's 4th of July. People go out, they go to the lake, they go fishing. That's a perfect opportunity to throw back some seeds. So check them out. Finally, Old Dominick Distillery, what you want to do, go to olddominickdistillery.com, and vodka, bourbon, whiskey, gin, whatever speaks to you, pick it up. They're all fantastic. They're small batch bourbon, they're gin, and let me get to some of the swag, the t-shirts, the bags, the hats. They got something for everyone. If you need a gift on the fly, real quick, telling you, olddominickdistillery.com. Check them out. You'll find something for everyone for any occasion. And with that, the bills have been paid, and we can get into tonight's show. Help me welcome onto the show Atlanta Wild rookie sensation, Gavin D'Amato.
Yeah, man, you got it.
That's it, man. I've been practicing that. I know when we talked in week 1, you were like, that's how I want to be introduced. I was like, all right, I got you.
Yeah, finally, nobody ever says it, right?
I finally got the opportunity to say it. So I appreciate you taking some time tonight to talk to us. Obviously, you've had a whirlwind past couple weeks when it comes to United Grid League. You're a rookie. Before we jump into all things grid, what I normally do with my guests is I do a scrub of social media. And I looked at your Instagram. There's not a whole lot there. So what I did notice that you have, and this tracks for you.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows you, I think this tracks for you, and I'm going to tell you what it is. In your profile, in your bio, you give your Snapchat handle.
Dude.
And that to me is like, yep, that is on par for what I would expect. Nothing else, no words, just Snapchat handle. And what like I said, I normally go and I do some reconnaissance on the socials, but with you, I was afraid to go to your Snapchat. I really was. I didn't know. I don't know what to expect.
I understand.
So I stayed away from it. But what I will ask is with it being out there, is that something that you're on all the time? Is that something where when people follow you, that's where they can see you train, see what you're doing, see what you got going on, or is that you having fun?
That has probably been there since I've had Instagram, I bet. And I honestly forgot it was there. Like you said that, I was thinking you were gonna say something about my pictures or something, which also I was like, oh boy. But then you said that, and I was like, dude, I didn't even know that was there. Like I did, but I just kind of didn't, I was whatever. But I'm not on it too much. Like I don't really use Snapchat anymore like I used to. Like when I was 20, 21, maybe I was that's what everybody spoke on. But then
Bro, you're 23. You make it sound like Snapchat was like 10 years ago and like you're not on it anymore. Like you literally were on it last.
That's a good point. Year. I did. There was something on my story today, so I guess maybe I'm lying to you right now. But it's nah, man. I mainly use it anymore for like kind of around here, I guess, because I'm up in Tunkhannock. Like I'm away from my entire team. You know what I mean? So like now it's like this is gonna be weird. I didn't use messages like ever. Like at all. So I have never really, messed around with that. And now it's like, I can't, get to my team and be like, yo, dude, like add me on Snapchat. Like, so we can figure out, coordinate workouts or whatever. So now I kind of have to grow up and I guess get off of Snapchat.
mean,
like a real man.
that's what happens when you become a professional athlete at something. You got to adopt to professional, technology,
I'm
tech,
working
tech,
on it.
pro apps. I mean, I'm sure you guys have a thread of some sort on some sort of application. If it's not just a text thread that blows up every single day, I'm sure you guys are posting a ton of stuff.
Dude, Instagram DMs. We all have a group chat, and the memes that get sent into that thing are absolutely ridiculous. It's horrible.
Who's the funniest person?
Oh my God. David. David McKellar is the funniest human being I've ever met in my life. Everything is funny. He makes fun of me so bad for like losing my ringer point, and I was like nobody can make fun of me about that. I'm so angry about it, and it is just in my head. But he makes me laugh about it, so I can't be mad at him. He's the only person to ever do that. He's so funny.
Who who's the quietest on the text thread?
Oh, probably Matt. It's probably Matt Phelan. He's a very, I don't know what's the word when you're like, he doesn't say a lot, but when he says something, it's like short, sweet, to the point. And if he had to say something, it's probably pretty important.
Yeah, I mean he saves. He's analytical. He's gonna save what he needs to say for moments where it needs to have the most impact.
That's a perfect way to describe him.
Hey, I'm pretty good at describing people. So let's get into you. Obviously, I did look through Instagram. Looking at some of the pictures, I saw some football pictures, I saw some wrestling photos. My assumption is that you get into fitness through sport as a kid. Is that
100%. That's it.
what when you're growing up, are you just wrestling and football, or are you doing it all?
I wrestled. So I started wrestling when I was 5. Uh,
Damn.
and I think I don't remember, but my dad was telling me about it. I guess I originally did Boy Scouts, and I went to the first Boy Scout thing. I know nothing about it, but apparently like I left that Boy Scout thing and went right to a wrestling practice, and then from there and on it was wrestling up until I was 18, but it was wrestling, football like my whole life, and then I joined track. I was a sprinter my sophomore year, junior year, and then senior year it got canceled because of COVID, but I love track. That sucked.
What did you love more, Boy Scouts or track?
Track, dude. Yeah, I don't even remember anything about Boy Scouts. I actually didn't believe him when he told me I did that because that is not me at all. I don't know what the heck.
I don't picture you as I mean, maybe burning the forest down, but not like getting a badge for actually creating a sustained fire the way that
No,
it's supposed to be.
it could be sustained. It would just be like way too sustained, I feel like.
Massive.
Yeah, dude.
Um, so how good were you? I mean, were you um best in the
Wrestling.
state? Like, give me
It's a touchy
trying to
subject, man.
like. I mean,
I was
I don't want to hash out, where
no,
you
that's
got to go
cool.
lay on the couch and we got to, you know,
I might.
revisit some memories here. I'm not trying to do that to you. I'm just trying to get a full picture of the type of athlete that we're dealing with here.
So my senior year, I took second in the state of Pennsylvania, and I lost that match 1-0. And that shit that does like horrible things to your brain when you lose a state fight. Like that was the last match I ever wrestled. I lost 1-0. That ooh, I don't like that. But
You got
I
to
was
put it
like
in
decent.
perspective. You outlasted 99% of the other wrestlers in the state.
Yeah. And then what, 1 point though, like that just
I don't think you're giving credit to the guy that beat you.
no, I'm not. I don't want to.
I
He
mean,
was good.
if that guy beats the Gavin Diamato,
That's a
like
good point, man.
he's a stud. He's
He
a
was a
stud.
stud. He went to Cornell and wrestled, I think. He
Oh well,
was,
see, look,
dude, I know. Still. But
he's he went to Cornell. He's just smarter than you. He outsmarted you. That's
yeah,
what.
yeah, honestly, and maybe this is mean, but it's like you think of like a state champion wrestler, and you think of like just this cauliflower eared, like stereotypical, whatever wrestler. I get off the mat, and then we all go to like the ceremony thing, whatever, and we're all getting on the podium. And this is the first time I see this dude with clothes on. He's got a shaved head. He's got like, not even to be mean, like textbook stereotypical like nerd glasses on, and he's got like this throw over with like a button up on it and like jeans. I mean, this dude just did not look like he ever wrestled in his life, but he was on like on the mat. It was a whole different story. But like
Like
when it was just so
Superman.
funny. Yeah, dude. I'm like, it was him, really? And yeah, he was nuts, dude.
Well, I mean, at least it wasn't a scrub, and at least it was close, and you battled, and there's a lot to be said for how you come back from losses. Because, I mean, here you are, you're a
Yeah, man.
United Grid League player.
I don't
Obviously,
don't ask me.
so obviously that's where we got to connect the dots. So
Yeah.
after high school, you have some years before you get into grid league. So what are you doing CrossFit? Like what are you doing in that span of time before you find grid?
So I tried school. So I actually went to school to wrestle. I went to Pitt Johnstown. I don't know if
Mhm.
you've heard of Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
No.
Okay. And not for me. I'm not a big school guy, if you couldn't have guessed. Um, there was a lot to that. Like that was I had to do a year like that was remote. And nope, because when it's all on me, especially at that age, I was not doing it. So college didn't go so well for me. So then it was like, all right, time to put your big boy pants on and work. And so I was just kind of like doing my own thing, lifting. Like I guess I'll call it powerlifting. Like I would just go to the gym and like I'd bench one day, squat one day, deadlift the next day, and then run like a push pull leg split, and then
Mhm.
just like normal guy lifting, I guess whatever. But then I started. So Nicole, she it was like 2022, I believe. She was friends with my buddy, and she was going up to this place called Nipa CrossFit, I think it was. And I didn't know what CrossFit was. I had no idea. And she told me to go with them, and I'm like, all right, cool. So then I went up there, and it was kind of the same thing. Like we did like a handstand ramp, and I was kind of just able to do it. And she was like, dude, you should like do this stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I went up to, which is the gym I go to now, Spencer's Fitness, which is like kind of a hole in the wall gym, I'll call it. And awesome, it's awesome though. And went there for maybe 2 months, and then I forget what happened, but I ended up not going anymore. So then I was off of like I guess we'll call it CrossFit for the next 3 years. I was just kind of lifting, doing my own thing. Like I didn't do like power clean snatches. I didn't even know what that was. And then it was November of 25. So what, like 8 months ago? I was like, man, I kind of miss that stuff. So I went back up to Spencer's, got a membership, and then I guess now we're here because Nicole goes to that gym, and then that's a whole nother story about how I got into grid from there.
Well, let's get there. So you November of 2025, you're back at Spencer's, and are you doing CrossFit or are you still kind of doing your own little thing?
Uh, I started CrossFit, so I would do like like CrossFit gyms have like classes.
Yeah.
So I would do like the classes, and then it was awesome because lifting had just gotten so boring to me. Like I would go in and do like dumbbell curls and like just the normal whatever, and it was just awful. Like I couldn't stand it. But the classes is like competitive, so like it's me versus everybody can post their times, and I see like this dude got 7 minutes, and I'm like, no man, he can't beat me. This guy doesn't even know who I am, but I have him in my head as like my worst enemy, and that,
What do you think I know about CrossFit? Because
that's a good point. Well, the issue is I'm ignorant.
clearly you're breaking it down like I'm foreign to the sport. I'm well aware of
Yeah,
how it works.
that's a good point. It's just weird because it's so like I'm ignorant. You know what I mean? Like that stuff is like, at least when I started, was like, what the hell to me?
Yeah.
It was weird. But
Well, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot.
dude, it's like blowing me away about fitness. Like it's just a whole nother realm. But
You have some fans. Amanda's giving you a shout out.
yo, Amanda, yo, she is a beast, dude. Oh my god.
Hey, I don't know if you've heard, former MVP of the league.
Oh, I
Just
heard.
saying, pretty damn good.
It might happen twice, man. I don't know. She's unreal.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Me neither.
All right. So Spencer's Gym, you're doing CrossFit,
Yeah.
you're doing the classes, you enjoy the classes, there's competitiveness, you actually get to write your score on the board. Like it's a big deal for you. I got
Yeah.
it. I got it. So
Great.
now how do we how does Nicole, or I'm assuming Nicole, pushes you towards the grid? How does this come to be?
So I think it was the day there was a bar facing burpee workout, ironically, and I was just doing them fast. And she was like, "Oh my God, those are in grid. You should do that." I was like, "What the hell is grid? I don't know what that is." This was like maybe March, and then I think around maybe February, March is when she joined the Wild, and she had like a list of things to do, and I think the one that she had me like because I was with her at the time, and she's like, "Oh, you should try this thing." I think it was a back uprise on the rings. And I was like, so I'm like watching the video and I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then I ended up doing it. And she's like, oh my God, let me send this to Mia. Mia's my coach. And I'm like, okay. And then Mia was like, what the hell? Send me that kid's number. And then from there on, it was, I don't know, I guess the rest is history. And then she had me do all this list of crap and stuff. It's been unreal since.
So when she sees you do these back up rises, is that all you think grid is?
Yeah. Like I had absolutely zero clue what the hell Grid League was. I was like, what is Grid League? And
You're
then
like,
I'm
I
looking
could
at
do
the
some
video.
burpees, I could do some back up rises.
Right.
I'm good. I got
It's like
this.
easy money. But then the issue was like I'm like looking at their Instagram and like I was naive at the time, but I see like what would be like strength specialists doing things. And I'm like, who do you think I am? Like that is not me at all. Like I what? And like these dudes are huge, like unbelievably jacked. And I was just like, there's no way in hell that there's a place for me in that. And then obviously as I learned more and more and more, and I'm still doing that, it's like, okay, now it kind of makes sense as to why I would be in this.
So when Mia contacts you, is it I need to think is it hey, we want you to be a part of this team, or is it show me more and let's have a conversation, or like how does that go?
So she sent me like a list of like 30 movements, and they were all relatively, I would say, like utility slash body weight movements. Like they'd be like backflips or things on rings or pullovers, chest to bar with all that fancy stuff. And I would literally like take 2 hours in the gym, set up a phone, do like 8 reps of a med ball muscle up, and then like 3 backflips, and then like 4 handstand push-ups, like just things like that. And I think I did literally every single one of them and sent them to her, and she was like, all right, cool. And then her and I believe RJ FaceTimed me, and I feel bad for them because they probably thought it was my first day on earth, because like not only is grid new to me, like especially at the time, like CrossFit was new to me, like the fact that competitive working out even exists was new to me. Hell, squat cleans were new to me. You know what I mean? Like I was just so naive to any of this realm, and then now I'm on a team for it. So it was a lot of like, okay, so we compete in Florida, and I'm like, I don't live in Florida. I can't do that. Like it was stuff like that.
Oh, Anna says that you should be practicing your flips right now.
Yeah, we got to work on those. They're coming up. She's
Yeah.
nuts too, man.
Amanda says you could be the rookie of the year contender, but if you're not practicing your black back flips, I'm sure that
Dude,
might not be a thing.
I worked out in Philly today already. I'm shot, man. I gotta rest and recover. I'll do them tomorrow.
It's
I promise.
it's fine. I get it. I get it. So at, at what point is it set in stone where you're signing with the Wild? Do they look at those things and go, all right, Gavin, we need you. We want you to be a part of the team, or do you still have to do more?
So obviously, how do I explain it? Like as you know, like there's match formats, right? Like everything is different as the matches go on. So, which I didn't know that either. Like that's whatever. So I had to do like basically the way I understand it is she and RJ wanted to see what I was like capable of, I guess like my athletic ability, you know? And then based off of that, they would be like, okay, if he can do a back uprise without even knowing what a back uprise is, he can probably do a ring muscle up, you know? So I assume that's how I got on the team. What kept me on the team, I'll say, is like working with RJ, and he kind of like, I'll call it coached me on like every single movement that would be in grid, like butterfly ring muscle ups, for example, which again, touchy subject. I, I didn't
We'll,
know what a
we'll get to those. We'll get to
no
those.
man. I, he like sending me drills for those, and then like sending me videos of him doing it, and then saying like, okay, so then you should do this when you do, like, just basically knowing that I have the capability to do it, and then building from that, I think was huge.
Yeah. So here you are. You are firmly cemented. You've planted your flag. I mean, if it's not clear to you that you belong out there, just listen to some of your teammates' comments. I mean,
Yeah.
Amanda has been around this league long enough and is one of the top athletes in the league. And she's telling you, you don't even realize how good you can be, how good you are, or how good you can be. Um, and I think that plays into you being this naive, and I'll say it, you're new to the sport. There's this naiveness that you have, which actually I think plays into your hand a little bit because you have zero expectations on what you need to be able to do. You just go out there and you're like, fuck it, I'll just try this. And what do you know? I can do a back uprise, which people are probably listening to this like aggravated, punching the wall. Like, this guy just goes out there and he can just do that. Like, holy shit. This wrestler guy, he got beat by the Cornell nerd. Like,
Dude.
he goes out there and but
Man.
here you are. So now let's talk about this transition now. So now you're on the team. At what point do you realize that you're good at some of these things, but there's still this learning curve? Is the learning curve the movements, or is the learning curve just the sport itself and knowing like the rules and the transitions and how the matches are composed, the races?
Yeah, there's a lot to say about that, man. The learning curve is the sport, you know. So
Yep.
like my issue isn't doing 12 bar facing burpees fast, you know. My issue is when to do them, how to do them, how to optimize them, who to tag in, when to be tagged in, when to go out, if I'm allowed to be on the grid or off the grid, if we're winning or losing. Like, there's the sport of grid is just it's almost like you have to do one match, at least for me. I had to do one match, fuck it up, and then learn from that. So like this second match, I felt like, not that it was in slow motion, but I actually understood where I was, who was around me, what they were doing, why they were doing that, and then who I'm tagging in, that whole thing. The first match, which again, maybe that's just a me thing, I was blown away by I call it controlled chaos, you know. It's like just the voices, you know, like, I mean, it is just so much. I don't even know the word. I can't even justify it in words. It is absolutely like insane. If you don't know, I guess if you don't have like good grid awareness, you're gonna be like kind of like that SpongeBob meme where he's like, "That was me the whole time." That's exactly how I felt. Like, it was horrible.
If I was going to predict you to have any kind of correlation or provide any type of like example, I would have said you were going to pick SpongeBob. Like,
Yep. How'd you
you're
know, man?
going to equate this to SpongeBob. No, I think you're right. I think looking at you in match one, you could tell there were some really good skills, and like you were fearless out there. There was this level of you being naive enough to just go and not really understand the magnitude, which I think, like I said, I think that plays into your strength because you don't think about anything other than I got to go do X, Y, and Z really fast, and that's all I care about.
That's
Um,
100%.
I think that looking at you from match one to match two, I think you seasoned yourself a little bit. I think you started understanding the rules, where you're supposed to be, those transitions. And it was evident, in match one, like you're a rookie. Like, I don't think anybody on your team expected you to go out there and have a flawless match? Because I'll be honest, there were eight teams that played in week one, and there wasn't a single flawless player in that entire time. There were
Right.
little things that even the most veteran players were like, shit, I needed to clean this up
Hmm.
because I was just shaking off the rust. But when you look back on match one, the Venom's, veteran, got some vets on the team, got some really good players, added some components to a solid core of people. Um, do you think that they beat you? Do you think you beat yourself? Do you think they were better than you? Like, what is the takeaway from that first match?
I'll never accept that anybody was better than me or us. I can't. That's not gonna fly. But there were. It's difficult because even during the match, which my coaches aren't going to be happy hearing this, I wouldn't even know if we won or lost like the that format. You know what I mean? Like the ladder would be over, and I'd be like, all right, I'm not going to wait to cheer just in case we lost. You know, it's like things like that. So it was. I would say it's pretty difficult for me to even grasp why we lost. You know, obviously there were things like the ringers that did not help us at all. There were definitely a lot of opportunities that we let fly there. And then miscommunication. So like I know it's a huge team sport. Obviously, there's no I in this, but when I look at like how I can make us perform better, all I can do is change what I can do. You know what I mean? So for me, I would look back and think like, all right, like there was a time I did 5 less burpees than I was supposed to do. Like literally just I don't know why I did that, but I did. And I think that goofed up a lot of our choreography, I guess. I think it was in an echo. And obviously that wouldn't be optimal because if my bar facing burpees are ridiculous. So if I went out and finished the bar facing burpees and got off the grid, that would be a lot more or a lot less time, I guess. So things like that. I think there was a lot of stupid mistakes. I think it was our first match of the season. I think we have I don't even know how many rookies, 5 rookies. So I feel like we kind of got a good win under our belt. And now we've kind of solidified ourselves and we have confidence. We know what we're doing. We're studying all this stuff. I think moving forward, we're going to be a lot better than the team that we showed out in the first match.
Yeah, Amanda says you guys in that first match, you guys beat yourselves, and I would tend to agree with that. I don't want to take any credit away from the Venom
Mhm,
because they earned a victory. I mean,
100%.
simply put. But for you, I heard you say you fucked it up in week one. So like in your eyes, like what is fucking it up? Like what did you do?
The so there's a lot.
There is a lot of truth to this new burpee king. Like those bar facing burpees. I'll say this: week one, you got a lot of people's attention, and it's because you are extremely fast. And you didn't do the right number of burpees at one point, but it almost seemed like you did because you were moving so fast. I was like, yeah, he definitely did them all. I mean,
Right. Yeah,
but
dude, I was
But going back to it, so like what do you think, from a rookie standpoint, what were your expectations and based on those expectations, why do you think you say that you fucked it up?
so I'll say like my coaches have been like beyond understanding and supportive and helpful. I mean, I'm not coming off the grid and they're sitting there telling me I'm a piece of shit. They're unbelievably like, okay, this like we after that match, we put it up on the TV, we all watched it, and down to the footstep, we were told like this is where you want, your toe pointed when you're getting, things like that in terms of transitions or reps or whatever. Um, but along with that, there's I know that grid, like when you're actually on the grid floor, you use those longer straps, or at least maybe they're standard. I don't know. I just know that at my gym, they're significantly shorter, like a lot shorter. And that definitely, like, they made that prevalent to me. They told me, like, hey, these straps are longer, knowing me, they're like, don't go too fast, I guess was basically the best way to put it, because I'll get floppy. And that's exactly what happened. And, they kind of instilled that into me. They were like, just make them good reps. If you get good reps, you can beat him. You're gonna lose if you get to rep 4, rep 5, rep 6, and all of a sudden you're upside down. Which
Yeah.
I think rep 5, I looked down and I'm like horizontal with the floor, and I was like, shit, man, that's not good.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Like you're going out. It's not like you're going out against someone, that's not good.
Yeah.
Alec, when it comes to that movement and just movement in general, he has been at high levels and competed. So like the stage doesn't, he just stays within himself. He stays smooth and he's very good. Like, and
Oh,
so
it's unreal.
you almost have to have that mentality, almost like I got to go out there and I've got to be really fast. And unfortunately, that fast is what gets you out of sorts, and you start swinging. And once you start swinging on those long ropes, it's done.
It's done. Yeah, it's over. 100%. That's
So
crazy too. I remember watching Alex. I only knew him from. I think he did like a clean thing against, was it Eddie Hall or like Hafthor Bjornsson or something ridiculous. Like what, dude? Like what are we talking about? And they're telling me I got to go against him on the rings. I'm like, that dude's in grid. Like that blew my mind. I was like, what the hell?
he's good, man.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely really good.
Oh, he's awesome.
Um, so let's go to week 2. Obviously, between week 1 and week 2, you have some weeks. What are you working on the muscle ups? Are you working on the burpees? Or are you focused on just the match format in week 2, like getting those things down?
We're, at least the way we are, we're very like week by or match by match, I guess I'll call it. So we're looking at like as soon as week 1 was over, we understood our mistakes, learned, moved on, and applied. And then we absolutely, like all of us, all kind of honed in on week 2, every single format, every single standard. And then there's a lot that goes into that too, like who's going in what movements. And then I learned about like the lineup rules, I guess. Like there's like a starting 5, which I don't know. But, basically,
Now you know.
yeah. And our coach would be like, okay, you're gonna be in X, Y, and Z. Like my thing was what was it? The deficit handstand push-ups. And so him and my coach Matt Phelan, he's on, yeah. He we would actually, I guess, do drills to get better at those, which I know is probably incredibly obvious and one of the dumbest things to ever hear. But that's not something that I did. You know what I mean? Like I thought I was good at handstand push-ups because I could just like do them. And then he's programming me, and now I got to do these drills and like hold this position for this amount of time, and then do this, go into this, fatigue this muscle, and then do these handstand push-ups. So like I was like just good at them, but then he added in other elements and drills and I guess advice, and then which kind of took me from here to here. I felt like, so there was a lot of that. I think a lot of I guess training the movements.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got the right guy. I mean, Matt knows his stuff. I had him on, and like we were talking about programming and like just his level of thought, and the way he talks about it is different than a lot of people. You can
Oh,
tell like
100%.
he knows his shit.
He.
He's good. He's good. It
Oh yeah.
shows too. I mean, it's probably easy to be coached by somebody who can go out there and kick ass on the grid, and like you see
Right.
him doing the things that you're like, shit, I want to do that. Like, how do
Right.
I do that? And he's like, sit back, buddy. Let me show you.
Yeah, dude. And like practice is what he preaches too.
So
100%.
hold my beer, Gavin.
Yeah, dude.
Let me show you this. So you guys win. You pick up a big win against a good team. I know there's a lot of history between the Lions and the Wild, some good, some bad, but when you guys leave the grid after that match, are you what is the feeling? Because I think you could take it 2 ways. One, you can be surprised that you won in a sense that, oh, we beat a really good team. I can't believe we did that. Like, how awesome. Or we had a good game plan. Our strategy was this going in. We knew that we could win. We knew that we were, could compete with them. And we went out and we executed and we did exactly what we did. So, like, when you leave the floor, like, which 2 of those is the feeling?
Well, it always feels good to win in anything. I could win a game of chess and be just as happy, to be honest. But
Can you play chess?
no, not at all. Not in the slightest. He let me think. So the thing about, we all love each other, man. I mean, this is the most I'm closer with my grid team than I ever was with like my wrestling team or my football team. You know what I mean? Like we are so, I guess, about each other, and to that kind of brings us to have, I guess, the utmost confidence in each other. So like when we watch each other, do movements, whether it's Pat snatching 300 pounds or, Meg doing anything. We have so much confidence in everybody that we're kind of shocked when we lose. Like when we lose it, like when we lost Jack and Jill, I was like, what? Like I can't believe it because we are just so like, I guess, confident in each other. So when we won, it was like, yeah, we knew we could do this. Like we're not going into it thinking like, oh, it's the Lions, man. We got some rookies. We got to be, whatever. We are so like I look at Anna and I'm like, she is so freaking good at handstand walks. It's disgusting. She will beat everybody, and I expect nothing less. You know.
Yeah, she's got nothing but love for you.
Yeah, dude.
And it shows when I go back there and I talk to you guys, and even when you're on the grid, there's a lot of, I mentioned this to Dan. I said, this week was a week where I saw a lot of players doing a lot of good coaching. RJ, Amanda, Anna, Matt, Tom, David, all of these veteran players who, are invested in everyone else and their performance and getting them better. Like I'm seeing it on the sideline. I'm seeing it in the back during warm-ups. I'm hearing people at the finish line yelling, and like it's truly like pretty unbelievable. Amanda never had more love on a team.
Yeah,
I
dude.
love love, man. Love's good. Hey, and that's, I'll say this. I've coached at many different levels, at very high levels in baseball, and my best team was never, they were talented, but probably not the most talented team that I ever had that won a national championship. It was the fact that they played for each other, how they felt about
100%.
each other. They hung out with each other. They talked to each other. They were a family, and it was different than any other team I've ever had in the past, and it showed.
Oh, 100%.
But your next match isn't until the end of August. You go to Dallas, and you've got the Wolves, and then you got the Bandits. So you got a double header that is pretty important for you guys. If you guys can sneak one of those, obviously you want to win both, but if you can gain one of the two matches, you put yourself in maybe a really good shot to have some postseason play. Is there any talk about postseason play, or is it strictly on the next match?
We're totally. I'm so sorry about this.
Look at this guy.
That's George, man. He's the man. We haven't even thought about playoffs like at all. It's definitely because to get the playoffs, you got to win matches, and can't win matches if you're not focused on the matches. At least that's, I think, our kind of mindset about it. So we are definitely, it's 2 months away or a month away, whatever it is. But already we have people send it. We use Slack to kind of put everything, hey, this is what I did today. This was my time on it. What do I need to work on? And then we got 18 people going in and saying like, if you use hook grip on the kettlebells, it's faster or something like that. You know what I mean? And I would say it's more match by match. I think is the best way to put that.
Got you. But I mean, that's a good way to look at it. If you focus on the next match and you win, then you can worry about the next match. But you can't overlook a really good Wolves team.
Absolutely.
And Sam Cribbett, if you're out there, I'm gonna hit you up because I got some thoughts on your team. But I will say they were impressive this weekend. A new team. They have some really good athletes that I think can do a lot. So I think you guys definitely got to be on your A game. You got to get better than what you were this past weekend, and I think you got to put forth a good performance. But then you got the Bandits after that, who, I mean, the Bandits are 2-0. They're cruising right now. They're rocking and rolling. They're going to be at home basically in the Dallas area. So it's going to be a road for you guys. It's definitely not going to be an easy one, and I think you guys are up for the challenge. But
more than anything, man, I cannot wait. None of us can wait. I wish we can compete tomorrow.
I know. That's the blessing and the curse. The blessing is you have some time to correct some things and get better and rest and recover.
Right.
The curse is that you just gotta wait that long until you go again. But
Yeah, dude.
hey, either way, you're gonna be ready. I know it. Gavin, man, before you get out of here, anything you want to plug or promote? Anything? Any shout outs to anybody? What you
Yeah. Hey mom. Hey dad.
got? See,
What's up, Bronx? Hang on, let me think. No, I think that's all the people that are watching. I think that was it.
that's it. Well, August 29th, you headed to Dallas. You guys are going to take on the Wolves at 2:15, and then the very next day, closing out Sunday's matches, you got the Bandits at 4 p.m. Man, it's going to be awesome.
Cannot
Gavin,
wait.
stay healthy, man. Have a lot of fun getting prepared, and then I look forward to seeing you in Dallas here at the end of August, brother.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you having me on, man. This was awesome. I feel
Anytime,
special.
anytime. Yeah, hey, anytime, man. I'd love to have you on. We could chat, brother.
Yes, sir, man.
All right. That is Gavin Diamato, everybody. If you like hearing Gavin's story or you just like hearing Average Joe's talk X's and O's, please like, share the podcast on Facebook. Head over to YouTube, like, subscribe, notifications. That way you're first to know when new content is dropped. A lot more great content coming your way. Grid and Grind Show Wednesday night, 7 p.m. unless something big comes up and I need to alter the days, which I'm a little bit more flexible now. I've been talking to the athletes. College baseball's over, so I'll have a little bit extra time and some flexibility in there, but I'll be sure to put it out so everybody knows when those shows are happening. Appreciate everybody. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grid and grind all the time. We're out.